It started with a bullet, an archduke's fate decided by a single shot. June 28, 1914, a date that triggered the world's bloodbath. But why must the weight of men's decisions fall on our backs? Tell me, why do men declare war as if it's their natural right to march off to battle, leave us here to fight a different fight?
Two European factions draw lines in the dark, the flint and steel position to strike. The shot was the spark. But as the dominoes fall, who truly pays the price? The men with their rifles, their children, or the women left to sacrifice?
War is the antithesis of everything we're taught. A crime of men, not of the divine. Where's the sense they sought? Men say they serve easily, like it's some noble art. But it's we who pick up the pieces of a world torn apart.
In times like these, we search for peace in an uncertain future where wars cease. But still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who do not know that war is an eclipse that steals the sun. We fear the Great War has only begun.
August 4th, 1914, Canada's fate sealed by the British Empire's decree. We join the fray, our men off to fight in lands they'll never really see.
And while they die, we're left to tend the home front. But who cares for our grief, our despair, who bears the brunt?
Prime Minister Borden passes the War Measures Act, a malicious legal script, imprisoning families, random deportations, human rights stripped. A country built on freedom now shackles its own. Men, women, and children prisoners in a land they called home.
So now Canada's at war, allies, but the action is overseas, while the press is censored and families are taken by our CMPs. There's no room in war for human rights or due process, and so it seems we must temporarily pause any social progress. In times like these, we search for peace in an uncertain future where wars cease. But still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who do not know that war is an eclipse that steals the sun. We fear the Great War is far from done.
1917, Canada's well of volunteers runs dry. Conscription comes, and with it a nation's deep sigh. Men forced to fight, no choice in their fates. While we cry for justice, more war awaits. And what of the men who are left behind? The Black and Indigenous volunteers rejected, maligned. A British man's war, they said at the start. But when more soldiers are needed, diversity is smart. A declaration of war on prejudice, that's what we need. Not on distant fields, but on the hatred we breed. Bombs on snobbiness, on privilege and greed. Let us make war on the injustices we see.
In times like these, we search for peace in an uncertain future where wars cease. But still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who do not know that war is an eclipse that steals the sun. We hope the Great War is almost done.
1917, Canadian women gained the right to vote, but only if our men took up the rifle and coat. A victory, yes, but bittersweet in taste, for our rights were bought with blood in the war's waste. The khaki election, they called it, conscription the main debate. But women's voices only mattered if they had a soldier's fate, or a brother, a son, a father serving in the war. That's the price we paid to open the voting door. Men are human, but women were something less. And during the war, it's illegal to protest. The cost of war is not ours alone to bear. The next generation will feel the despair.
In times like these, we search for peace in an uncertain future where wars cease. But still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who do not know that war is an eclipse that steals the sun. We pray the Great War is almost won.
1918, the war ends with an armistice, November 11th, but fragile thing not yet sent from heaven. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in June 1919, lays the blame on Germany, but the scars remain unseen. The war guilt clause, a bitter pill to swallow, but it plants the seeds for a future that's hollow. Soldiers return home, broken in body and mind, a lost generation left behind. Bands in the street, cheers resounding high, but for every mother a tear in her eye. For her son, her boy, her pride and joy fades into memory, a future destroyed.
In times like these, we search for peace in an uncertain future where wars cease. But still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who only know how to celebrate when victory is won. What was the cost of World War I?